everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Essence. And it's getting late, gotta go to bed, but I didn't want to end the night before doing one last video. So in this video, I am going to give you some advice that has worked for me in my life. Now, it may not work for you. That's the thing about advice. Comes from all kinds of different sources. You don't have to follow each one. You just have to pick and choose which one fits you best. So if it doesn't help you, sorry. So, number one, you can't help everybody. And there's a lot of people out there who they like to help everyone. They like to help everyone that they come across. Some people might call them doormats. And for some people, that is true. They will help everyone. And usually it'll end up at the expense of their own security or their own self. Now, it's good to show generosity when generosity is needed. But don't be giving away everything you've got to help others, because in the end, you'll end up with nothing. And when I was back in high school, that's kind of like the person I was, a pushover. I'm not no more. Let's see. Life is about balance. It's not about being entirely good, and it's not about being entirely evil. It is about maintaining balance. Now, as kids, we are taught never to lie, never to cheat, always be good, always be generous, always be proper. And that's all good advice, especially when we're kids and we may take meanings very literally. Kids are sensitive, kids are sponges, they'll pick up anything that comes from the environment they're in. And that's the whole, nature-nurture thing. So, when you get older, you start to realize, hey, maybe I don't have to follow all of this stuff to the letter. In my life, now, I don't like to lie. I don't like to steal. I don't like to hurt others. And I'm trying to live my own life. But in life, sometimes you need to bend the rules. Sometimes you need to break the rules. Sometimes you need to do what needs to be done, whether it's for your survival or the survival of others, or because that's what the situation warrants. It's your job to be the judge of that. You are to be the scale between good and evil. And as long as you got that balance, you'll be fine. So there is a saying that I came up with. I tried to make it rhyme, so if it don't suit you, I'm sorry. The corrupt think they're mighty and tall, but in the end, karma comes for us all. And what this means is that it may seem like a lot of these corrupt people out there, and there's a lot of corruption in the world, a lot of governments, a lot of business people, a lot of politicians, tons of corrupt people out there, and it may seem like they're winning. People say they can't be touched. They can't be, really, nothing can be done about changing that. Well, when we all die, that's when karma gets us. If not in this life, and if not when we're living, then in the next. From what I hear, from people who have died and come back, a lot of them, like, their life flashes before their eyes, and how their decisions affected others, and, how they lived their life. And whether or not they lived it well, they create their own hell or they create their own heaven. Now, I did make a video about karma where I did talk about how people like to use karma as a way to stop people from doing things they disapprove of. They like to use it as a fear tactic. Like, oh, don't do that. Your karma. And I explained that, karma is really depending on what you feel in your heart when you do an action. It's the emotional energy that you send out that is the judge of what comes back to you. So if you're doing something with malicious intent and you're always doing it, then you're racking up a big bill. And if you're doing things just to, get them done or to, try to make it easier on yourself or others, it ain't going to come down on you like that. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. So all these cruel people out there, all these evil people, all these really bad people who like to make other lives of others miserable, if they're not beat in this life, they'll certainly have it coming in the next. Don't worry about the haters. Just keep doing what you're doing. I have faced many haters in my lifetime, and I'm young still, but a lot of people who like to hate on the way I do things, hate on my personality, hate on the way I talk or look, And the thing is now, like I used to care back when I was in high school, peer pressure, but now I don't care. How many times have I gotten up on this camera and my hair is all like, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck. But there's some people who do, and it's sad. Don't worry about people who judge you. Don't worry about people who like to rag on the things that you do and the life you live. As long as you're trying to live it to the best of your abilities and you're not hurting nobody in the process, do what you're going to do. One piece of advice that I do think is very good is it's not so much the destination as it is the journey. And that is true. I am guilty. I'm very impatient. I would like so much to get to the destination because it's so hard on this journey. I've been working my ass off every day for many, many years at different jobs here and there. I've been working on trying to save for my goals, plan my goals, try to find out the next steps. But it is on the journey where you learn lessons and you learn what works best and what doesn't for you. And got to admit, like in a movie, if you just popped on the movie and they just showed the end, wouldn't be a very interesting story, would it? Even though you might not realize it now that you are in the part of the journey, you're creating an adventure no matter what. Even if it's something as simple as going to work, going home, going to work, going home. It's still part of the adventure. It's not a very exciting adventure, but it's an adventure nonetheless. And one day, when you do get to your goals and your destination, you're going to look back at all the things you did and be like, wow, I was strong. I can't believe I did all that. I can't believe I put in such hard work to get here, and now look at me, I'm here. What do I do next? What's the next journey? And that's very fun. One final piece of advice that I am going to give to you. And it's one near and dear to my heart. It fits me so well, personality-wise. And I think if you've been on my channel for a little while and you've watched a lot of my videos, you'll know. Do not merely reach for the stars. Even though it's a great distance and it takes a while to reach, if you are able to reach the stars, go past them and see what else you can do. Go above and beyond. See what's behind the veil. and you might discover something fantastic. Now, for everyone watching, I would like for you guys to do something for me. In the comments section, put the best pieces of advice that you can give and let others see that. It can be something as one thing, it can be 10 things. The best pieces of advice that you can give to others. And maybe it may not work for some people, but for others, it might be just what they needed to see. Maybe you are the one to pass on a sign from up on high to help them go in the right direction. Please and thank you. And thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell button so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Have a good day, everyone.